Hi, hope everybody's having a good night. I just was laying here thinking about kind of how hard it is for me to be around um, larger groups of people, especially if I don't know them all that well. Even if I do, it's kind of harder for me to be around them, and I want to explain kind of why that is. When I'm around people, my I don't know how I know. I just know how people are, like, immediately. So say I was sitting in a room full of people, I could literally scan the room and tell you who didn't like me, tell you certain traits about people, take on their emotions. It's very uncomfortable for me. Very. And I've tried to, like family functions and things like that are really difficult. Some of my cousins that are psychic are way better about it. They'll just all of a sudden say, I gotta go, and they'll just leave. I always feel guilty, and I feel like I need to explain myself, why I need to go, and or just step outside or something like that. It's just because I'm feeling everybody's energy. Even if I'm grounded and shielded, I'm still feeling their energy. It's not like I'm reading their minds. I feel their emotions. And that can be pretty intense. People aren't always what they appear to be on the outside, but with me, I can see past that. With my sixth sense, I guess you would call it, my empathic abilities, to read people's emotions and who they really are. Sometimes it gets so uncomfortable for me. I literally get anxiety before I know I have to be around groups of people, just because I'm not good at small talk. I'm not. And I know that it makes me come off like I think I'm better than everybody else, or I just don't want anything to do with anybody else. But that's not what's happening. Really, what's happening is inside I'm overloaded with different emotions, and it's like a circuit board going haywire, kinda. So, if you're an empath and you have these feelings, they are super normal, because that is literally what is happening. You're not only getting the emotions of the living, but if you're in a place that's highly populated by the dead, you can also get those feelings times 10. I was just thinking about one time, I don't even know why I thought about this, but I was at my friend's house, and her house was haunted, and she wanted me to go upstairs, and because that's where it resided, the ghost the one that I felt was male. But we got halfway up the staircase, and like a cold wind blew by us. She didn't finish going up to the top. I did. I went to the very top, and I looked around, and something told me not to go any further into that room, so I did not. I went back downstairs, and everybody was sitting around the table, and all of a sudden, I was standing in the hallway, and I felt like I was shit-faced drunk. I felt dizzy, just loaded. I couldn't really talk. Something went inside of me and was making me feel, I think, how they may have felt when right before they passed. It was the strangest feeling I've ever had, and I was completely sober, and when this happened, it felt like forever to me, but it probably lasted about 5 minutes. 5 extremely long minutes. And I stood there in the hallway while everybody else was sitting at the kitchen table talking, just standing there, feeling just completely not me. And then it was gone. It was gone as quick as it came on. It was gone. He showed me, and then he was gone. Now, I haven't had that happen to me in a long time, since I've been, grounding and shielding and stuff. I still feel people's emotions really strong, but the dead has not entered my body in quite a long time. It's been a couple years since something's actually went inside of me, which is really good. Some psychics allow it to a certain extent. Sometimes I prefer them not go inside my body. I don't like it. Also, as an empath, I am able to feel, like I said, I can feel the way people die. I've had a lady have me feel her pain from a gunshot wound to her head. That feeling lasted pretty much all day, where I felt like my face was on fire. So yeah, it can happen. The living can do it to you, and the dead. I don't know why. I'm trying to figure out, like, everything. I want to know everything, and I want to figure out everything. Everything in spirit is such a puzzle. It's like they don't talk like we do. So they're trying to communicate, but they're using your energy to do so, and they have to send little pictures. It depends if they've crossed over or not, too. Because if they've crossed over, they're much easier to talk to. But if they have not, it's very difficult. It can be very difficult for them to explain to you what's going on with them. Tell their story. And have us figure it out. I'm trying to help as many other psychics as I can, because I know that it is extremely hard for you to be you. Just know that you're not alone in this. That I know it can feel like a curse sometimes because of the stigma and because of how our lives are because of it. I mean, they're lonely and they're friggin' insane. You know, we deal with every end of the spectrum when it comes to the dead and the living. Protection is always a good thing. And I mentioned it, I'm going to mention it again about the grounding and the shielding, which I'm going to do right after I get off of this video and go to sleep. I'm going to ground myself. I'm going to root myself into my bed and put a shield around myself while I sleep. Been a while since I've had any strange dreams, and a while to me is like 2 or 3 days. So I like to go days without having graphic nightmares. So I'm hoping that this will help me with that tonight. Because I'm staying here, I think, without anyone else this evening, it's a little bit strange to me because I know that I saged and everything in here too. I don't know, it's a different feeling when I'm alone, especially at night. You never know what's going to come up on you, who's going to try to talk to you, try to rifle through your brain while you're sleeping and talk to you, show you how they die. Sometimes it can be really intense. I mean, like, as a little kid, I remember waking up with my teeth chattering because my dreams were so freaking gnarly. Sometimes they still terrify me, but most of all, they're just really graphic. I've kind of gotten hardened to a lot of it, but every now and then I'll have something happen in my sleep that scares the hell out of me. And I definitely am going to say a prayer for an archangel to stand next to me tonight while I sleep. I guess that's all I wanted to say. I hope you guys have a good night. I'm really tired. I'm going to go to sleep. And I will talk to you guys soon. Night.